Good stuff. Just a quick word on the previous game, if you don't mind. Obviously, it was a tough one to take.
It was sore at the time, and it's getting easier, but it's still there, and that's the one thing we have to show. And is that reaction. Like any team will say when they're beaten, and beaten comprehensively, we have to show what we're made of. I'm not getting too worried about it, as I say, because I do think it's a one-off. I think as much as they played well, we handed them goals, and then we were a wee bit demoralised with how we lost the goals, and there was no comeback for a change. And I have to say a change because they've never lost by as many goals since I've come to the club, and they kind of lost that will to fight. But they'll be back. I know what they're like, and we've done a lot of talking this week, and we're ready to go. And it's been good feedback for the players as well, because they know it's not like them.
What do you expect from Morton?
Tough. It's like every game in this championship, you have to win and earn the right to play, and that's exactly what Partick did against us. And I expect Morton to be no different. They've had a mixed bag, where good results, where they've beaten Cove and got a point against Dundee last week after a battling performance. So they're going to come here full of spirit, and they'll be looking forward to the game. But so are we. But they're a tough opponent. We've found that out before. But it's an opponent that we can beat if we play well.
I guess with such an open league at the moment, home wins are essential.
Yes, it's the start of the league, though. You want to win your home games, and we did that against Cove. Dropped points against Queen's Park, but when you see their results, it's tough games. I say they go and beat Partick Thistle. The last, even though it's been 4 games, the last 4 games in this championship tells you everything about this division, about who's beating who, and you're thinking, oh well, if they've got a result against them, then they should be beating the next team, but then the next team go and beat them, and that's what's happened to us against Partick. But we're looking forward to the Morton game. We have to be at it, because we've been there before against them. They've beaten us, but we've beaten them comprehensively, and when we had to win a big game at the end of last year to get third, we did. So we'll be looking for more of that performance.
Fitness at the moment in terms of the whole squad?
Yeah, a few coming back again, getting closer. The long-termers, I never even mentioned Sean Welsh last week. I mentioned Danny Devine, Max Ram, Shane Sutherland and Tom Walsh. But Welsh is progressing as well. Maybe a couple of weeks away yet, but it's nice to see the long-termers getting closer to coming back, and there's still a few where they're touch and go, but we'll make that decision tomorrow.
Can you share any detail in terms of team news for Saturday?
No.
Okay.
Why would I do that and then tell Morton everything? No, but we are. I'm not trying to be sneaky or trying to be cute. It's just the way it is. I'm going to keep my cards close to my chest in this one.
Just one final one for me. In terms of any changes in terms of transfers before the window, anything?
No, we've done our business now. I'm not saying that something won't come up in the future where we maybe have to act, but I don't see anybody leaving here, and I don't see anybody coming in as far as I'm concerned right now.
Thank you very much.
Alright,
thank you.
No bother.
Well, you mentioned about a lot of talking during the week. I mean, without obviously going into what you said specifically, was it a lot of hard talking among the players as well as the staff? And
yeah, I don't think I have to keep labouring the point. I think they know they let themselves down. It's the first time we kind of folded rather than keep battling, and even though we might lose a game, we've lost it by the odd goals we've said. But I think the boys know that I've shown them a couple of things about how they gain control of the game, and they can realise now, but I think they realise sometimes it's just about that energy. The things we took into Cove we were missing against Partick, and if you're missing them, there's a chance you're getting beaten, and we were well beaten, as you saw. But in fact, in the matter of fact of me having to speak to them too much, not because they are boys where they pride themselves on whether they win and they're in a good place, or whether they lose and they have to figure it out themselves. So they've done plenty of problem solving themselves, but there's not too many problems to solve.
No, Well, that's what I mean. A lot of it, I would imagine, comes from them rather than you laying down the law, certainly.
I'm not laying down the law. I've got young players. I've got a mixture, but I had a young team out against Partick, and it's experience. It's gathering experience from them, and the more they play, the more they're going to get that experience. It's just showing them what they could have done better, what they could have done to maybe no give that goal away positional wise. It's all coaching points and just to make us better as a group.
Yeah.
Well, it was a tough watch last week. The fines were tremendous, but also it was a one-off. But is it probably ideally you've got a home game against Morton on Saturday to just get a win by any means necessary, just to get the momentum going again?
Was it Morton last year when we lost at Hamilton? I'm not 100% sure. You maybe correct me, Stevie. But when we went to 6 games and we won them, and then I think Hamilton beat us. I think it was Morton here, and we just had to win it, and we did. And I wouldn't say we played particularly well in that game, but I'll take one of those because it's just getting going again. And as I say, I've got a young group, and it was a hard watch, but it was. I would have to say a one-off since I've come here. It's no happened. I can't even think of it. I mean, I've been disappointed, and especially the run where we never got a win in 11. But I can't say I was disappointed losing the games in those. But I wasn't disappointed with some of the performances, which I always said to you. But I was disappointed with the performance against Thistle. So it is a one-off.
No, I agree. I think is it just maybe disappointing that Thistle didn't really tear us apart. We sort of gifted them. Obviously, there's a pass by a goal, but it was easy goals. Some of the goals we gave away, wasn't it?
Every manager will strip back goals, and I'm no different. But when I looked at the 4 goals, we could have avoided every one, and it was blatant. So they know that they've kind of gifted Partick Thistle goals, but I'm not taking anything away from them. They were good as well. They were up for it. They worked hard. They got a hold of the midfield area where you have to start playing from, and they were the better team on the night, but we gave them a helping hand. And sometimes it's just about making sure that it doesn't affect you going into the next game, and I don't care if you don't play well as long as you win it to get going again, because as you see, 3 points for still top spot. We're 1 game off it, so we're not too downbeat. We must just make sure we put on a performance and play with energy, because if we play with energy, I think we'll beat most teams on our day.
And last time, I got a tip Morton to beat near the bottom of the league, but they've had a mixed bag, but some good results this season. Does that just show you how tight and how competitive this league is?
We say it every week, don't we? We just look at the league and you just see some results and you go, wow. I mean, you see some of like Queen's Park, you think, oh well, take them a wee while, they're going to beat Partick Thistle, but fair play to Owen Coyle, he's an experienced manager. Arbroath last season, we just see how momentum can do it for you. Cove beating Wraith earlier in the season, and then there's just so many games where you think, oh well, they might drop points a day, and there's surprise results. There's surprise results every week. We just don't want to be on the receiving end of them too much.
Good luck, Saturday, mate.
Cheers, Stevie.